Hey guys, Broke-Dad here. Today we're going to walk through the basics in creating pocket holes. Stay tuned. Pocket hole joinery is used to drill two pieces together. The hole helps hide the screw and creates a very strong joint. The concept is to drill a hole at an angle, typically 15 degrees, from one piece of wood and then join the second piece with a self-tapping screw. You can use pocket hole joinery in almost all woodworking projects, and it takes much less specialized equipment and knowledge than most other types of joinery, such as a half lap or a dovetail. You will need to own a power drill, some clamps, a ruler, a square drive bit, and wood glue. There are several types of pocket hole jigs out there. Today I'm going to use the Kreg Mini Pocket Hole Kit. You can purchase these at most hardware stores in the ballpark of $25. Here's a chart that shows the size of the screws you will need to use for the material you're drilling into. The most common used ones are the 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, and 2 1/2 inch screws. So looking at these two pieces of wood that resemble the legs on the step stool that you observed earlier, we find both pieces to have the width of 1 1/2 inches. The important thing here is the width of the object we are screwing into, Exhibit B. So when drilling into material that is 1 1/2 inches wide, you should measure back 1 1/4 inches from the back of the edge of the set piece, which is Exhibit A. Using a ruler, mark the line on Exhibit A. Now set the front of the pocket hole jig on the line you made and clamp the jig into place. The bit that came with the jig set is called a stepped bit. Place the step bit into your drill and set the drill speed to high. This will help prevent any tearing of the wood. Using the guided hole of the jig, drill back and forth slowly until the collar of the bit stops you from going any further. Release the jig and clear out the sawdust from the pocket hole. Now you're going to attach the square drive bit to the drill. If you're drilling into material that is 1 1/2 wide, you will use a screw that is 2 1/2 inches long. If you'd like a more secured bond, you can attach the two pieces of wood together using wood glue prior to clamping. Either way, you will want to clamp the pieces together before placing the screws. Simply drill the screws into the pocket hole you have completed, and now you have a basic pocket hole joint. Let's walk through placing the top onto the step stool real quick. The material on the top is thinner and is 3/4 of an inch wide. Remember that we will measure according to the length of the material we are drilling into, and in this case we are drilling from Exhibit A into the top piece. Because the wood is 3/4 of an inch thick, we will measure 1/4 of an inch from the edge and set up our jig. Everything else stays the same as before, except we use a 1 inch long screw this time. And now you've created your first pocket hole joint. Always remember to practice these joints on scrap wood prior to using it on your actual project. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Broke-Dad. Please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel.